I still set my late husband's coffee cup out every morning, and my new husband has never once asked me to stop. Daniel took it black, 2 sugars, in a chipped blue mug his mother gave him. He died 18 months ago, a single car wreck on Route 9, brakes gone soft on the hill. After the funeral, I couldn't stop making his coffee. Pour, stir, set it at his place. It was the only minute of the day that still felt normal. When Marcus moved in, I braced for the conversation. Every man expects to be the only one at the table. You don't have to explain the mug, he said the first morning. Leave it as long as you need. I loved him a little more for that, but I started noticing things. The mug moved. I'd set it at Daniel's spot, angle the handle right, and by the time I came back from the shower, it sat 2 inches over, handle turned the other way. The coffee lower than I'd poured it. Are you drinking Daniel's coffee? I asked. Marcus laughed. Why would I drink cold coffee out of a dead man's cup? It moves. Old house. Floors settle. Floors don't drink half a mug. So one morning I poured it, marked the level with a strip of tape on the ceramic, and I didn't go shower. I sat on the stairs in the dark where the kitchen doorway framed the table, and I waited. Marcus came down at 7 a.m. thinking I was upstairs. He didn't reach for his own cup. He went straight to Daniel's, wrapped both hands around it, and leaned close like he was listening to it. Then he spoke. Still here, huh? He whispered. She keeps you warm. Cute. He took a sip, set it down, and he said the thing that stopped my breath. You should have just sold me the shop, Danny. All this over a signature. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Daniel never told me Marcus's name. Daniel and I met 2 years after his divorce, and Marcus and I met at a grief group. That's what I believed. A room full of strangers who'd all lost someone. Marcus said he'd lost a brother. He'd lost a business partner. He'd made one. I stayed on the stairs until he left for work. Then I called Daniel's old accountant, the one who'd handled the auto shop Daniel co-owned before he sold his half. Sold it, I'd always been told, to a silent buyer weeks before the crash. The buyout, I said. Who forced it? Nobody forced it, hon. Danny wouldn't sell. Then all of a sudden he signed everything over for pennies, and 2 weeks later he was gone. We always thought it was stress. Do you have the buyer's name? She read it to me. Marcus. I hung up and I sat with the blue mug in my hands for a long time. Then I did the only thing that made sense. The next morning I poured the coffee, set the tape, and I hid my phone behind the fruit bowl with the camera running and the mic wide open. Marcus came down at 7, both hands on the mug. Lean in. Morning, Danny? Keep talking to him, I said from the doorway. He jumped so hard coffee sloshed over his knuckles. Jesus, you scared me. You knew Daniel. Babe, you bought his shop. 2 weeks before his brakes failed on a hill he drove every day for 9 years. My voice didn't shake and that surprised me. You joined a grief group to find his widow. You married the estate. You're not making sense. Then explain the mug. Explain why you talked to it. I stepped closer. Explain you should have just sold me the shop. All this over a signature. Explain that, Marcus. His face did something I'd never seen it do. It emptied. You were listening. Every morning. He set the mug down very carefully, like it might go off. The brakes were already bad. He stopped himself. Too late. You just what? I didn't come here to hurt you. He said it soft, coke ends, taking a step. I came here because I couldn't live with it. Setting his cup out, you were grieving him and I was the reason. Some mornings I needed to tell him I was sorry. That's all it ever was. Nobody has to know any of this. You're right. I held up the phone from behind the fruit bowl, the red dot glowing, the timer at 9 minutes and counting. Nobody has to. It's already told them. He lunged for it. I was already at the door, and the 2 officers I'd called before I poured the coffee were already on the porch. Marcus went out in cuffs, still holding the smell of it on his hands. I made one more cup that morning. Set it at Daniel's place. Angled the handle right. Got him, love? I said. Drink up.